What's going on, guys? In the works, and we are playing some TDM. And yes, I know TDM, ooh, but I've been playing a lot of this lately. I don't know what it is, but to be honest with you guys, I haven't played a ton of Battlefield 3 the past 4 or 5 days just because I've been so busy. In combo with the fact that, Borderlands 2 came out, and for the past like 36 hours, that's really what's been kind of driving my focus. And this is one of those games where you haven't played for a while and your aim's gonna suck, so you just jump into TDM server and you're like, alright, let's see if I can get back on the pony here, get my aim back. And considering that I don't always consider myself to have the best aim in the world, I think I did fairly decently. You can definitely see that I hadn't played in a few days, and that tends to be the case with me. If I haven't played in a few days, you can definitely see that in some of my videos, and I try to make sure that I'm on point. But surprisingly enough, I actually had a pretty good score streak, kill streak, whatever you want to call it, in this particular game with a variety of weapons, because I'll run out of ammo here in my trusty AEK. But this is one of those weapons I've picked back up here as of late, because everybody's talking about how the AEK is the new god weapon. And I hate touching on things like that. I try to stay away from that for the most part, unless it's some sort of rhetorical video, which is what my M416 video was. I know a few people may have missed the memo on that, but this is one of those weapons where I do like it. I used to use it quite a bit, but it's really not my thing anymore. I used to really dig this weapon, but ever since they had that suppression patch, I just kind of put it down and never really went back to it. I see a lot of people saying, since they did buff the reload somewhat, that this thing is just an absolute monster now. And I picked it back up. I did fairly decently with it. I still think it's quite limiting. Like I said, I don't have the aim that can kind of go with some of these weapons that have the higher spreads, the higher rate of fire type weapons. It really takes me to sit down and think about it when I'm aiming with these, I feel like, because you have to be so precise. But this is a pretty good little example here of some good AEK work. But like I said, I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 2, and I mentioned in a past video that I did want to post some Borderlands stuff. I was like, man, I really enjoyed Borderlands 1. I was, like I said, I pre-ordered the game before anyone really, a lot of people were skeptical of Borderlands because they did change the artwork. A lot of people are like, well, why did they go to this shell-shaded stuff? It looked dated. People weren't really sure if this was going to be a popular game. I was like, screw that. This game looks awesome, and I had it pre-ordered, and it took people a while to really sit down and appreciate Borderlands 1, I feel like. It was one of those games that gained momentum throughout its lifespan. It's like, okay, here's a good game, and more people started playing it, and it just has such a huge fan base now. Like, I've never seen like such a craving over Borderlands 2. It seems like everyone in the YouTube community is all over Borderlands, and I sat back and I looked at it. I was like, man, there's really absolutely no point to posting any sort of Borderlands, like anything resembling some sort of like let's play, because that's not really my style. Never has been, never will be, because let's play is, video games like that, I just want to sit down and enjoy, and I feel like people are the same way. That's why I never really saw the draw to putting a let's play out of a brand new game, because it's like, okay, this game's new, I want to experience this, I don't want someone else to experience it for me. Now, older games, I definitely see it. That's why I think, like, you need to wait a few months on something like that. So I was sitting down looking at it, I was like, man, I don't know what I would want to do with Borderlands, because I feel like if I'm going to ever put out Borderlands content, it needs to be top notch. Like, it needs to be something that's 100% unique, no one else is doing it, and it's entertaining. Because there's one thing I know you guys don't want to see, is the 50th person in your sub box doing a Borderlands Let's Play Episode 1, where we're running through the snow, shooting giant things that look like, Yetis. So I was like, yeah, we'll wait on that for a little bit. So that's why I haven't touched on that. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me. I touched on this on a Facebook post earlier today, but that got me to thinking, though, and that kind of leads us into the main topic of this 4 minutes in. However, we had to set up the story here, which is, does YouTube kind of ruin video games sometimes? Because one of the things that really killed Dead Island for me, and if you guys remember that game, it was that open world kind of zombie RPG, was that everybody and their mama was posting that stuff on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, I watched so many people play it, I got to the point where I didn't even want to play it myself. And I'm like, man, it seems like every time a new game comes out, these YouTube commentators, they snatch it up and boom, we got let's plays. There's no different than them just sitting there just like talking about the randomest stuff, and oh god, knife, why do you have to be so glitchy? Alright, let's just shoot him. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that always happens to me, and the knife never seems to work properly. But anyways, yeah. it seemed like you know, everybody has to have their little let's play. And, you know, somebody made a good point. It's like people do enjoy seeing other people's perspective, and if you're a channel that thrives on let's plays, I understand it. It makes complete and total sense to me. But if a channel like me, really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to sit down and do something like that. So like I said, guys, if I can come up with something cool, interesting, you know, that I think is a good, solid, short little mini series with Borderlands, by all means, you know, I will do that. But for the most part right now, I'm just enjoying the game. And like I said, I think YouTube sometimes ruins games for me. I think that I've seen more than one person point out in my videos that it seems like whenever YouTubers start to talk about insert blank setup, you see an increase of people using that said setup. And that's interesting to me. That's an interesting dynamic, considering that not a lot of people are online on PC. You know, I can go into a server. If I play all night, I'm almost guaranteed to get recognized. And man, that sounds kind of cocky. I'm not a very cocky person, so don't take that the wrong way. But it seems like if I go into a server, there's almost no chance that I won't get recognized. If I play for like an hour or two, somebody will usually say something to me. And you know, it seems like maybe, you know, YouTube has a bigger influence on gaming in particular than we really think. And like I said, it kind of ruined Dead Island for me. Like, I never finished that game, and it was just because I was just so sick and tired of seeing it that I was like, man, I just really don't want to play it. And that's why I've been trying to avoid anything Borderlands related, like watching it in my sub box. And there's been a uncanny amount of that just all over the place in my sub box. But like I said, I just try to, you know, close my eyes, push it away. It's like, okay, you know, I don't want to hate on people. If they want to do a Borderlands Let's Play, they want to do a Borderlands Let's Play. But, you know, I'm not going to let it ruin my fun. And that's been my stance on it. So I know this has been kind of a random video that's all over the place. But like I said, it seems like every time a YouTube trend kind of picks up, it seems like it just takes off. I mean, Skyrim was kind of the same way. You know, everybody and their mom was posting Skyrim. We got to the point where everybody was doing I took an arrow into the knee, you know, one part 30-second video. And it's just sometimes the old mechanic just starts to wear thin on you. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think YouTube kind of ruins video games sometimes? I mean, not always. You know, Battlefield tips and tricks videos, Battlefield videos where you're sharing cool things, you know, stats, anything like that. And oh, my kill streak comes to an end. They tend to be more informative. They're more entertaining to watch. That's why I always try to put out a video that I think offers something. You know, it needs to offer something to keep you guys interested, as opposed to something that's just, you know, filler. Like, I hate filler videos. If there's one thing I've always tried to do on my channel, is avoid those quote filler videos where they really have no purpose. So that's where we're kind of standing with Borderlands, and that's why, you know, I'm really excited for Medal of Honor, because it's going to be one of those games where we can sit down and you can show multiplayer matches, you can show all sorts of in-depth stuff with that, and that's really what I like doing. I like creating content that has some sort of purpose. And that's why I've never been much of a Let's Play guy. But like I said, let me know, do you guys think that YouTube kind of ruins the whole video game experience from time to time? Because it seems like, you know, games that I used to be really excited for, I tend to lose interest in, just because I get, you know, it's shoved down my throat for the week leading up to it, and in the first couple days it's out, it's like that's all people can seem to talk about. So let me know in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this beatdown, and if you missed any of my other videos, here's a chance to catch up. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.